Despite the UCL loss, Arsenal went ahead to do their title parade yesterday, and according to reports, they said the crowd that came out for Arsenal title parade was one of the largest they have ever recorded in England, and that just shows you, yes, that just shows you the significance of that EPL triumph. Because imagine a Manchester City side that has been winning it back to back is now like a tradition. But then there is Arsenal. They broke that dreadlock.
I saw they used to say the Premier League was the most competitive or the toughest league in the world.
Well, that is very, very much in question, and that is very arguable.
Made it a farmers league.
With what?
They want.
See, let's see. I want us to be very fair when we analyze these things, and that has to do with the resources and spending power of every club.
Every top club in the Premier League.
The season club spent so much. He won the EPL.
Are you saying Arsenal have not been spending?
That's what I'm saying.
Arsenal has spent about over 1 billion pounds.
That's what I'm saying. That you have to look at the spending power of these clubs that win the EPL. But away from the spending power, I want us to look at Arsenal. You know, making the EPL as champions, coming into the UCL, yes, against PSG, who are one-time champions, and they were able to hold on to. Although so many people said, and me, I am not really a fan of how a team plays. I am a fan of the results they get. Did they achieve their goal?
There's no room to.
There's no room to football. Yes.
The most important thing is that you get your.
You get your result. Yes. You deem it fit. Yes.
As long as it is within the jurisdiction of the law.
Of the law, yeah.
I don't see. I'm not a fan of people who say football should be played a certain way. The fact is that different people have different philosophies of football. So the one that favors you is the one.
Should be the one you employ. Yeah.
So if playing on the front foot is the one that favors you,
then so be it.
If being pragmatic is the one that favors you, you adopt it. If playing very low is the one
low block team,
that helps you, then you adopt it. So I'm not buying into that partiality talk that football should be played a certain way. If Pep Guardiola is one of the best coaches around by playing attacking football, then
let him.
Jose Mourinho could be the best coach around by playing some pragmatic football. So it's like telling somebody to work the way it favors you. They have to work the way it favors them.
Or you pinch somebody and you're telling the person to react. Yes, so it's not possible.
You can only hurt them. You cannot determine how they will react. So the thing is, Arsenal gave PSG a good run for them.
Very good run.
I wasn't surprised about the kind of show that they gave us. Arsenal played very compact. They bettered PSG's defense. Coming into the final, Arsenal were the king of the defense, and PSG came into the final as the king of the attack. So it was more like the PSG's attack against Arsenal's defense. Then Arsenal proved the kind of mess they were made of. They held the PSG attack for 120 minutes, save for the penalty. It means that they didn't concede from open play against PSG. I think that's like
and they were on an unbeaten run until the final.
They still did not lose a game in regulation.
Yes.
They had to take it to the penalties to decide. PSG had to drag them to the penalty before they were able to defeat them. So it tells you the kind of season Arsenal had. They got to the final of the Carling Cup. Don't forget, they got to the was it the fourth round of the FA Cup?
Yes,
they won the Premier League and then got to the final of the Champions. So I told in one of our previous episodes that if Arsenal ended up not winning anything this season, it would still have been a successful season for them. So that's because they have improved from what they used to be. Every season under Arteta, they have tended to improve from their previous season. It came to play finally this season. They won the Premier League after 22 years. And for the first time in their history, they made back-to-back Champions League semi-finals, which culminated in them playing the final. But unfortunately, losing to the strongest side in Europe that we have now, PSG. So I think like the final lived up to expectation. It was a very high intensity game, so much pressure in the game. But then one thing that I do not agree with Arteta is that there are some moments in the game that he needed to take the initiative. If he had taken those the initiative as a when PSG were on the back foot, he probably might have gotten something more.
And for every time I analyze the game, for every time Arsenal attacks, PSG defense was shaky.
Yeah, it was evident that you needed to put pressure on the PSG defense. They don't have the best defense in the world.
And that was why you saw the scoreline against Bayern Munich.
Yeah, they don't have the best defense in the world. It means that if you put throw something at them, they probably might crack. So it means that maybe Arteta got his tactics wrong, but I wouldn't say he got the tactics because that's exactly what he did
to win the EPL. Yeah.
That's exactly what he did to win the EPL. Yes. So you cannot say he got the tactics wrong.
And remember, you can't do what you have not tested.
He needed some element of luck. You wouldn't have expected him to change in the last and the most important game of the season. So he could only have adopted what has worked up until that moment. So it's just like let's say I'm not going to say the better side won, because you cannot say PSG are the better side because they won the game or because they play an attacking brand of football, and because Arsenal play a defensive brand of football. I'm not against Arteta. If this is what works for you, if you so much believe in it,
go with it.
You are so sure that you get your results, go for it, maintain it. The only problem I will have with you is when the results are not coming and you are keeping to that same style. It becomes a problem, because it means that you are not trying to evolve as a coach. It means that you are not trying to be liberal as a coach. So if this is what you are so sure that we bring results, we yield results, then you can as well keep to it. It's just that there are moments in football, and when the moments come, you try to take advantage of it.
All right, let's go to that penalty kick for Gabriel Magalhaes. He has never in his life taken a penalty for Arsenal, and this is the first time he's going to take a penalty for Arsenal. For a right-footed player, you want to take a crucial penalty when you have the likes of Zubimendi.
Magalhaes is left-footed. He's not right-footed.
He's okay. Let's assume that he's left, and he's
not assuming he's left.
Okay, he's left-footed. There is Zubimendi, a good penalty taker. There is Madueke on the pitch, and he decided that a very that kind of moment should be given to a defender who has not scored from the spot for Arsenal.
Everyone keeps saying he had never taken a penalty for Arsenal, but the context they are not adding to it is he had never been presented with an opportunity to take one.
Is he a good penalty taker?
That's because, let me tell you, you cannot judge him based on this one. Right?
I'm not judging him based on this.
Let me tell you something. Let me explain something to you. How many times since Gabriel Magalhaes got to Arsenal have they been involved in a penalty shootout?
Okay.
Just once, right? Once. And that one time, I don't think it was on the pitch.
He did not. Yes, he did not.
He wasn't on the pitch, right?
Yes, so
it means that in their club, in their team, on the training pitch, is probably one of their best penalty takers. But then
he's not, according to reports, he's not their best penalty taker.
See, he's not their. I said he's one of their best. He's not the best penalty taker, because you cannot expect that a defender will be the primary penalty taker.
Sergio Ramos was at Real Madrid
because Ronaldo was no more there. Ronaldo left. When Ronaldo was around, he wasn't the penalty taker. They have Saka, they have Victor Gyökeres, who are excellent penalty takers.
He played, and he scored.
So Gabriel Magalhaes, being the fifth taker, tells you that he has been scoring in training. They've been practicing, and they've been saying that he's a good penalty taker. Because he came out and missed, does not mean that he's a bad penalty taker.
Okay.
And you mentioned Zubimendi, you mentioned other players. I want you to understand that penalty is not played just with the legs. Firstly, you have to be ready to play it in your head.
Gabriel coming to play the penalty was more of the head, him being courageous, than him actually looking at his abilities to play.
Are you trying to tell me that players that were not mentally ready to take it should have been allowed to step up because they are
That's what I'm saying.
Because they feel that they are technical players.
See, it is not just about being mentally ready.
Did you see Eze? Did you see his approach to a penalty?
Eze lost his penalty against when Crystal Palace played in the finals.
Why are people not talking about Eze?
My own question is, when you as a coach have seen that this game is going to go into a penalty.
A coach is the one that sees every activity on the training pitch. He trains with them every day. He literally lives with them.
But I'm saying that's not the best approach for Arsenal to go into that penalty.
He wouldn't have put Gabriel Magalhaes forward if he knew he was going to miss.
Oh, okay, you think so?
He probably have put up his 5 best takers available on the night.
But
he said that Gabriel requested to take the 5th.
But do you know that these guys have played almost 2 hours of action with a tired feet?
It doesn't really matter. Every other player that scored played as much.
Do you know the players that scored penalty for PSG? About only two players were in the full SI.
It was coincidental. Most of the penalty takers got injured and had to leave the game. Vitinha got injured. He had to leave.
You're telling me Marquinhos got injured?
Had to leave the game.
Marquinhos got
injured and had to. So Ruiz got tired. His legs became heavy. So if he couldn't finish the game, then what does that tell you?
Gonzalo Ramos, Beraldi.
Gonzalo Ramos is one of the best penalty.
Beraldi, these guys so coming in.
Even if Ramos was not coming in for an injured player, he would still have come on for the penalty.
Of course,
because he's one of the best.
That was what I was expecting Arteta to do.
See,
you keep your best legs.
You don't train with him. Gabriel is definitely one of Arsenal's best penalty takers.
You think so?
Take that from me.
All right.
If he wasn't, they wouldn't have put him for.
Well, it's actually good because they actually gave me a banter material that they lost.
I didn't want Arsenal to win, but it doesn't mean that we should not analyze logically.
Of course. I'm just saying because these are the things. Sometimes I feel like some of the things that happen.
Also scored the winning penalty for Italy.
See, I'm telling you, JD. I feel sometimes
Ramos
the
scored a lot of
situation,
penalties in his career.
the situation.
Fernando Hierro scored a lot of penalties in his career.
The situation with
Arsenal
Arsenal.
scored a few penalties for the Super Eagles. Even Vincent Enyema scored penalties.
JD, this is me being fair and logical. Some of the situations that Arsenal have been and how they have developed, like you said, I'm not a fan of saying this is how a team should play, but how they have developed the dark around antics of football, I'm not concerned about that. Whatever they like to do, it is the coach that is in charge.
Do you know that it is front foot football that actually cost Bayern Munich in the Champions League?
The thing is, I think
you don't know where to stop.
His experience again with company.
Do you know how
that experience as a manager?
That is the father of attacking football.
Yeah.
Do you know how he won his Champions League with Man City? He changed style.
Yes, of course.
It became direct.
Yes.
It became pragmatic.
He wanted to do that against Chelsea in 2021.
He abandoned the tiki-taka style. Yeah, he knew that he needed to change. But these new age coaches, they don't seem to be learning.
Exactly.
They want to die on their heels.
But I feel like Vincent Company will learn from what has happened.
We were discussing on the group, was it yesterday? And somebody threw a general question was like, who do we think can challenge PSG for the title, for the Champions League next season? And I said Bayern Munich, because they are the most equipped side outside PSG. The problem is that Company was still naive this past season. He's still proving to be naive. And I feel like it already is the end of his second season at Bayern Munich. Going into the third season, he should have learned enough for himself to be able to compete at the highest level. So if Bayern Munich are not competing against PSG for the Champions League title next season, Company should be allowed to leave. Because he has everything he needs to compete in the Champions League.
I think that's the perfect way to end this. If he doesn't challenge, and I think he's going to be one of the best challengers, because aside from the fact that Mourinho is coming to the Real Madrid squad, as if he continues with Barca, this Manchester City.
Barcelona next season.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Manchester City. And, I think they have learned now.
Depending on the kind of summer operation Inter we have, I tend to tip them for a good run in the Champions League next season.
And possibly
but
another final.
On the kind of summer, on the kind of mercato they will have this summer. So if it goes down as expected, I will tip them for the Champions League next season, because they really want to go far. They really want to go deep. They want to win the Champions League again. It's over 15 years since the last time they won. So, and
I'm glad that Inter has finally broken that hold of Juve at Syria. They are now the flag bearer for Italy. So I feel like you said, PSG, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona.
No, Real Madrid not yet. Let's see how Mourinho starts.
All right. Let's see how Mourinho starts. But PSG, I'm backing them to defend their title next season.